Hey guys, Jonah here. What do you do when you come to the end of your Oktoberfest beers? Or almost at the end? Damn right, we go pumpkin beer because pumpkin is all about Halloween, right? We're getting closer. Um, yeah, so I thought I would get this one, which is out of focus, damn you. But you can probably see it says Northern Monk versus Surplus to Purpose um, Pumpkin Spiced Latte Porter. Um, Crazy looking beer. And it has got a purpose because this beer is all about wasting food. Um, and if you look at that, it says stop wasting food. Um, 18,000 tons of pumpkin is wasted every year in the UK. This is the iconic flavour that comes around the same time every year. Pumpkin spice latte, don't fight the hype. One thing is year-round is food waste. Surplus to purpose. And Northern Monk believe our system is broken but can be fixed. We believe every single person should have access to food. So, charity beer, please, if you got some money, use that QR code there or that website to give them some money. They are doing good. But I noticed I'm not a cynical fucker. Well, I am, but I noticed something here. So let's read this again. 18,000 tons of pumpkin is wasted every year. Right, so if we look at the actual ingredients list, water, barley, a bit of wheat in there, lactose, hops, vanilla, cinnamon, natural flavoring, and yeast. What's the one thing that's missing and is being wasted? There's no pumpkin, none in this beer. The only thing it might be says natural flavoring. Does that mean pumpkin by any chance? I hope it does, because Northern Monk, you're part of the problem, wasting 18,000 tons of pumpkin. You could have put some in this beer. I'm not sure if you have or not, but if you haven't, makes you think, doesn't it? Anyway, I've had this beer for about a week, I think. Maybe over a week, because we went shopping. Oh, I thought it was going to explode. It didn't explode. We went shopping at the weekend last week. Oh, smells nice though. Right, we got a big glass because this is a 440, and I didn't show you the ABV, but I think I'll have a look in a minute. But I think the ABV is 4%. You might have had a wee look at it already, or you might have even looked it up already on your interweb thingy. That means your phone. Look at that, well over a finger, almost 2 fingers head. Off-white, creamy kind of brown coffee mocha. Let's call that mocha head because it's a latte. Shum on. Right. Ooh. Oh, that smells absolutely gorgeous. Did I say 4%? My apologies. It is 5%. And it's a 440 can. Any other information? Oh, we're allowed to go near the pregnant ladies with this one. Watch out. And look at that. It's a porter, but that could easily be a stout. Lovely black colour. Mocha head. Definitely getting coffee, getting vanilla, getting cinnamon. Some nutmeg. There's nutmeg in there as well. What were the spices again? Just says spices, so gorgeous. But not smelling pumpkin. Cheers and beers. Oh, by the way, I've probably forgotten to say, please click like, support the channel by subscribing down below, ting the bell so you never miss a review. But until then, cheers and beers. Oh, oh, lovely, lovely, spicy. There is something going on that tastes a bit like pumpkin, but it's not. It's not full on pumpkin. Maybe it's that natural flavoring they talked about. It does have a kind of pumpkin type thing. Oh, and I'm getting that thing in the back of your throat when you have, especially when you have nutmeg. I used to smoke nutmeg, believe it or not, back in the day. I don't recommend it, but it's got its own unique thing going on. Right, let's have a look. So we've got hops, we've got vanilla, cinnamon. Doesn't say nutmeg, but I think there is something in there. It's not just cinnamon. Look at that, nice big. Well, it's a sort of short line, but definitely something there. That's really interesting. It's like earthy. You know how you have some coffees and some grinds that when you're drinking it, you end up sort of feeling like you've got something earthy, something dirty, something gritty going on. That's what this beer has. But it's still quite watery. Um, it's weird. Some really dark beers have been filtered and all sorts so much that although they're dark, they taste really watery. They don't have that kind of thick substance, and that's kind of what's going on here. Or maybe it was brewed at a stronger kind of ABV and they backwatered it a little bit. Sometimes that happens. Not suggesting Northern Monk you're doing that at all, but some unscrupulous kind of brewers and cider people do it all the blooming time. They add water to get it back down to what's the magic cider thing is like 4%. If you make cider purely from apples, you're up at 6% straight away. I don't know why they always backwater. Well, it's to do with tax. I know that's why, but don't do it. And don't do it, Northern Monk. Arr. Maybe they haven't. Maybe I'm just making it up. Ooh. It's weird because I know there's vanilla in here, cinnamon I know there's in here, but there's the kind of taste of other spices, but it doesn't taste like. Um, you've heard me say it before. Sometimes you get a nice beer, usually a stout, usually a winter warmer. It kind of all the hops and it's probably the malts create a sort of cake, like a Christmas cake. Not a Christmas pudding, mind you, but a Christmas cake because of the malt kind of bready thickness. Weirdly, I'm not getting that from this at all. And that coffee, that kind of coffee thing that I was getting in the aroma, I'm not really getting. I'm not really getting any kind of full on sort of stout stroke porter kind of roasty malt taste. Very strange because this is a 5% beer. Okay, I was taking the mick a bit by saying, oh, I wasn't saying that. Pardon me, dear viewer. Yeah, uh, some beers are kind of thick and unctuous and cake, and winter warmers about between. Well, some of them are 5%, but I'd say you're getting up near 6, 6.5, 7. This beer, although it's at 5%, and that's not to be sniffed at, especially when you're drinking them in pints. Um, but, and there's a big but coming. Yeah, it tastes a bit weak, and I don't mean that purely from an ABV. Although 5, yeah, it's on the borderline kind of an actual strong manly beer. Although women can drink them too, but it's just a bit thin. It's a bit watery. There's no real substance, and there's no there's that. I'd be very interested to see what the malts in here is, because it's not giving. It's almost as though it's purely for colour. It's not giving that kind of taste. Maybe that's why they've called it a porter instead of a stout, because it hasn't got that thickness, that kind of. But weirdly, like things like Guinness, it's just a shade over 4%, and you get all that coffee and that roastness and all that kind of stuff, which I'm not getting in here. Definitely got some lines on there. There's a little thin one up there, definitely one there, definitely one there. You've got the old vertical one on the back. Does it taste like pumpkin spice latte? And the famous one, as my other half always says, is the one from Starbucks, which weirdly you can't get anymore. You can only get it in September because, as we all know, shops and restaurants and things, they always like to sell out of seasonal items about a month early, which is ridiculous. So they've got lots of Christmas stuff in, and it's October, which should be all about Halloween. And if you like beer, Oktoberfest at the beginning of the month, not a problem. But at the end of the month, why are we doing Christmas stuff? Absolutely ridiculous. Hmm. I am actually getting pumpkin, kind of, but it's almost like a pumpkin flavoring. You know, if you go to the get the kind of pumpkin candy. I don't know if anyone's had this, but if you go to one of those farm shops around Halloween time, they're trying to sell you candy because they want you to buy it and then give it to kids and give them diabetes while they're still young. But I was always a bit partial to that Halloween candy. Can't have it anymore, because alas, I do have diabetes, and it would probably kill me if I had it. But that's kind of what this pumpkin flavoring tastes like. It says natural flavoring, so I'm really hoping, please, Northern Monk, if there's someone from Northern Monk watching this video, let me know in the comments. Is your natural flavoring actually made from pumpkins or not? Because it does taste like it, but it also tastes a little bit false. But I like pumpkin candy. Even though I can't have it anymore, I really do like it. So it might not be real pumpkin, but it does taste like pumpkin. And that gets the thumbs up from Unclejona for the Northern Monk pumpkin spice latte flavored porter, sometimes known as wasted pumpkin. Why not get yourself one? They are a little bit expensive, about £3 or £4 in the supermarket. However, 5% beer in a big can in these hard times. The only way you could do better than that is probably to brew your own, which I will be doing. I'm sure I will, real soon. And until then, dear viewer, please take care of yourself, take care of each other, and remember, drink some pumpkin beer. It's Halloween.